All right, so if you're a writer, you know this feeling all too well. You're staring at that blinking cursor, just trying to figure out how in the world to build a great story from scratch. It can feel impossible, right? But what if I told you there's a kind of secret code, a hidden blueprint that a ton of successful stories follow?
Seriously, think about your favorite books, your favorite movies. Have you ever kind of noticed that something huge always happens right near the beginning? Or there's a massive turning point just as things are getting interesting?
Well, turns out you're not imagining it. There really is a definite pattern, what our source material calls the secret storytelling code. And it's at the core of pretty much every successful novel you can think of, whether the writer even knew it or not.
That big, life-changing event that happens around the 10% mark, the moment where the whole story just pivots at 20%, yeah, that's not a coincidence. It's the blueprint in action. It's a structure that's designed to pull you in and not let go. So what is this magic blueprint? Well, it's a story structure method called the Save the Cat beat sheet. And you can think of it like a 15-point roadmap for outlining pretty much any novel, no matter the genre. Today, we're going to crack the code on the first 6 absolutely crucial steps. And listen, this is so much more than just this happens, then this happens. This blueprint is the whole shebang. It helps you build a character arc that really resonates, create characters that your readers are genuinely rooting for, and nail the pacing so they just can't put the book down. So let's get into it. We're going to zero in on the first 6 foundational beats that build Act 1 of your story. You got to get these right because they're the building blocks for literally everything else that's about to happen.
First up, beat number 1.
This happens right away, in the first 1% of your story. It's the opening image. Think of it as a before picture. It's a single, powerful scene that shows us who your main character is and what their normal, everyday world looks like before it all gets turned upside down.
Okay, next up are 2 beats that really work hand in hand, the theme stated and the setup. These 2 are all about laying the groundwork for the hero's journey, both in terms of the world and their own personal lesson.
Let's start with beat number 2.
Right around the 5% mark, someone, and this part's key, it's almost never the hero, says something. It might just sound like a throwaway line, but it's actually a statement that hints at the big life lesson your hero is going to have to learn by the end of the story. It's this clever little piece of foreshadowing.
And that brings us right to beat number 3.
The setup basically makes up the first 10% of your novel. This is where we get to spend some time in your hero's world. But here's the thing. You're not just showing us their life. You're showing us why it's flawed. You're showing us why something has got to change.
So a really good setup does a lot of heavy lifting. It introduces the key supporting characters, it shows us what the hero thinks they want, and, crucially, it shows us how much they resist that big life lesson we just talked about. We also get our first taste of what's at stake if they don't change.
Okay, the stage is set. Now things get real. We're about to hit the major turning point of Act 1, and it's a real 1-2 punch. A huge event, followed immediately by the hero's reaction to it.
This is beat number 4, and trust me, this one is a game changer. Bang! At the 10% mark, we get the catalyst. This is your inciting incident. It's that life-altering moment that completely shatters your hero's normal life. And this can't be some small thing. It has to be so big that there's absolutely no way to go back to the way things were before. So what does a catalyst look like? Well, it could be anything. An unexpected death, getting fired from a job they hated anyway, a sudden breakup, or maybe getting an invitation that will change their life forever. This is where the real story begins.
Now, for beat number 5, the immediate follow-up.
So from about 10 to 20% of the way through your book, we're in the debate section. Your hero doesn't just spring into action. No way. They hesitate. They react. They're probably freaking out a little, asking themselves, what on earth am I supposed to do now? This is where we see their fear, their reluctance to leave their comfort zone. And all that internal struggle leads us perfectly to the final beat of Act 1, beat number 6. Right at the 20% mark, the debate ends. This is the break into 2. It's the moment your hero finally makes a choice. They actively decide to accept the challenge, to leave their old world behind, and to step into something totally new and terrifying. Think of this beat as the doorway, separating Act 1 from Act 2. Your hero is walking out of their familiar, flawed life and stepping into what the source material calls the upside-down world, a whole new reality that's going to test them in ways they can't even imagine.
So, there it is. The foundation is laid. The hero has made their choice and they've crossed the point of no return. Act 1 is complete. And that leaves us with the big, exciting question: what in the world is going to happen to them now?